I was going through shows yesterday and just re-airs, and I stumbled upon Kobe Bryant on the show. And I thought, with all this talk about Michael Jordan, and there's been so much talk about that, and I believe this is around 2 years ago we had Kobe on. And I'm just going to play, it's about 2 minutes worth, but it's just Kobe talking about Michael Jordan. And when you think about the person who's come the closest to actually being Michael Jordan, it was Kobe Bryant. Because Kobe saw Mike, wanted to be Mike. You know, when we say, I'd like to be like Mike, none of us can be like Mike. Kobe says, I can be like Mike. But I like the back and forth. You know, obviously there's an age difference there, but that didn't stop either one of them from, you know, trash talking when they saw each other. So here's a portion of the interview that I conducted with Kobe Bryant about 2 years ago. We have these different debates, like people, places in history, like can LeBron ever be in the category, the same sentence as Michael Jordan? When did you get to the point where you realized that maybe the media wasn't going to put you in that same category or allow you to get up there with Michael? Or did they?
I never thought about it, to be honest with you. Like I've never tried to waste my energy thinking about things that I definitively cannot win.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like we can sit here and debate, okay, who's better, Kobe or Michael or LeBron and all this other stuff. You debate that till you're blue in the face. I'm not going to waste my energy on it until you develop a time capsule where I can go back in time and face Jordan in 91, 92, 93, put LeBron in that time capsule, put us all in the same era, and then we'll see what's what. But until then, I'm not going to waste my energy on it.
Who would you want to face in their prime if you had that opportunity? Your prime versus their prime.
Michael 91.
Ooh. Oh, you got the year.
No doubt about it.
Oh, okay.
No doubt about it. No doubt about it.
How would that play out?
How do you think it's going to play out? No, we go at it. And Michael and I have had these conversations before where we sit around and we talk about it. And you know, and I say 91 because that's what felt like the year where he was really, you know, at his prime. You know, physically, mentally, he just felt like he was just an absolute bull in 91. So I would love to see what that looks like.
But you know how he is. If anybody challenges him, like he comes right back, and you know. So you guys, does he give you grief about it, or?
You know, I'm not necessarily a passive person when it comes to trash talking either, though. So, you know, it's entertaining. I mean, we're both really creative trash talkers. So
that was great. You know, just hearing him and hearing his voice, and it's a voice that would have been prominent in, you know, the documentary on Michael Jordan. You know, it may still be, because I think they're going to have a Kobe portion of the documentary coming up, or Michael's impact on the league, the marketing, the global marketing, and also younger players wanting to be like Mike. Or at least that's what I've been told. But I just wanted to hear his voice again, talking about that. And you just hear that where here I'm saying, hey, Mike's such a competitive guy. And I'm saying this to Kobe, who's probably going, wait a minute, he's not more competitive. Like he's saying, I'm competitive at who's more competitive, me or Michael. And Kobe is not afraid. He was not afraid. But the fact that he said 1991, you know, you're not even looking at the championship bowls. You know, this is with that first year with Michael. And Mike's, 28 years of age? Mike won his first title at 28. Pretty amazing, because he was that one-man show, and then all of a sudden, that's why I hope James Harden looks at this documentary and says, maybe there's a better way to go about this and win a championship. Because James Harden's going to have all of these scoring records, and he's not going to have anything to show for it. There was Jeremy Lin. I think there's a documentary on Jeremy Lin, and it talked about Lin's sanity when he was with the New York Knicks. And he just went off. He had like a couple of week period where he was on the cover of Sports Illustrated twice, and he was just taking the league by storm, this fascination with Jeremy Lin, who came out of Harvard, and all of a sudden he was the player on the New York Knicks. And you had Carmelo and Amari Stoudemire, and you had Mike D'Antoni, and Jeremy Lin fit Mike D'Antoni's style. Carmelo did not. Carmelo was just a great mid-range jump shooter. That's what he did, and he's going to the Hall of Fame because of that. But what I was told at the time, and it's been reiterated, Carmelo didn't want Jeremy Lin to be the star, and that's where it went off the rails. Jeremy Lin could have helped the Knicks be a better team, but Carmelo wanted to make sure that if they were going to be a better team, it was because of him. And you get egos, understanding. It's about when we recognize greatness, we start at the end and work our way back. How many championships you win? What did you do in the big games? How clutch were you? That's where we start, and then we work our way back. Aaron Rodgers will debate his greatness by working our way back. How many Super Bowl appearances? How many Super Bowl wins? How many MVPs? How clutch were you? And then you start to work your way back. Postseason appearances, whatever it is. That's why we start with Michael, and people go 6 titles. And if you go 6 titles, then you can't go, well, LeBron's better because he's got 3. You start 6, oh yeah, but LeBron's got 3. Kobe's got 5. But we don't let Kobe into that conversation. Kobe is more like Michael than any player, not even close. Everything about him, his personality, his style, his demeanor, his size, everything about him is like Mike. Everybody. LeBron is nothing like Michael Jordan. Completely different. But that doesn't mean he can't be better than Michael. He's just different. You can have Lamar Jackson at quarterback win an MVP, and you can have Joe Montana. Completely different. Playing the same position. LeBron playing the same game, running a team, different. And that's what makes this amazing. But you work your way back when you have an argument, you want to win an argument, you usually work your way back. Tom Brady, greatest quarterback of all time. Why? Start at the end, work your way back. Does that mean he's better than Elway? Does that mean he's better than Montana? In my opinion, no. But if we're going to put so much emphasis on winning, then yes, he's the greatest quarterback of all time. Bill Russell won 11 titles. Now, is he anywhere near Michael or LeBron? No, he's not. But he won with a team, and the team was so important. If Bill Russell has 2 titles, nobody talks about Bill Russell as one of the greatest of all time. He would be a wonderful defensive player, limited offensively. He won 11. There is that score, the ultimate scoreboard. You just go, I got 11. How many you got? I got an Olympic gold and 1 title in San Francisco when I was in college. You can't argue with any of that. That's why when people want to look at greatness and how important it is to win, it's titles. Individual honors are wonderful. It's about titles. Melo will look back and go, hey, he won a title at Syracuse, but he didn't win anything in the pros. James Harden, we may go, he didn't win anything in college, didn't win anything in the pros. One of the great scorers of all time. Whereas Klay Thompson and Steph Curry will be thought of in a higher regard than James Harden because it was about team. It was about an ensemble. They did something. Dennis Rodman won titles. You can say he was crazy. He won titles. If he didn't have titles and he just had the hair and he dated Carmen Electra and Madonna, he'd not be a Hall of Famer. He's a Hall of Famer because he won titles. Yeah, Paul.
You going back to what Kobe Bryant said in that clip, it's weird to hear his voice. Right after he passed away, I saw a lot of stuff about him, and I think it was Michael Wilbon talking about him, saying there's some clips of Kobe Bryant right after he got drafted, maybe a couple years after he got drafted, saying people were comparing to Michael Jordan. He was like, good, bring it on. That's what I want. He goes, if you're comparing me to Michael Jordan, that's what I want.
Oh, man.
And people are like, no, we're saying you're trying too hard to be like him. And he's like, I'm embracing that challenge. I want to have a career equal to or better than his. And Wilbon was saying, he goes, that's a scary thing about Kobe Bryant, that he was not afraid of that challenge and embraced it and talked about it outwardly.
Because there were other players who didn't want that label. Right. Grant Hill did not want to be called, hey, you're the next Jordan. It was a heavy, heavy burden. Kobe's like, bring it on. Are you kidding me? What a compliment if you say that I want to be like Mike. I'm the next Jordan. And he came pretty close, pretty damn close. They faced each other 8 times. Michael won 3 times. Kobe won 5. Mike averaged 24 and a half. Kobe averaged just under 23. Kobe shot better from the floor. I don't know what those numbers really mean, but the fact that Kobe was not afraid to take it to Michael. And I just loved hearing his voice, especially on this topic with Michael and the Bulls and greatest of all time.